A very good afternoon to you all and welcome from me, Rukidi Edward Kijanangoma, to UBC Lunchtime Bulletin this Monday, the 3rd day of April 2023. We're coming live to you online and on air from Broadcast House here on Nile Avenue. Now, President Yoweri Museveni over the weekend urged African nations to lead in rejecting the promotion of homosexuality on the continent, describing the vice as a big threat and danger to the human race. The president was hosting a delegation of members of parliament from over 22 African countries and the United Kingdom who had converged in Entebbe for a 2-day first ever inter-parliamentary conference on family values and sovereignty at State House Entebbe. Take a watch.
President Yoweri Museveni has met with a delegation of members of parliament from over 22 African countries and the United Kingdom who had converged in Entebbe for a 2-day first ever interparliamentary conference on family values and sovereignty.
Now, the mistake of some of the Western groups, and I'm glad to see these people, wonderful people like the ones who are here, they attempt to if there is a deviation from normal, if there is an abnormality, how would you seek to universalize an abnormality?
The meeting was held under the theme, Protecting African Culture and Family Values.
Excellency, a person proposing that there should be same-sex marriages or same-sex sexual relationships is a person that is not just attacking the family, but a person seeking to wipe the entire humanity out of the face of this earth.
How would you seek to establish an abnormality as an alternative way of life?
The delegation was led to State House Entebbe by Sarah Opendi, the Toro woman member of parliament, chairperson of the conference and also the chairperson of the Parliamentary Forum on Family.
There is nothing, Your Excellency, as important as the family. And if the family unit is under attack, then certainly the nations may not be the nations that we all want to see.
The experts further revealed that the promotion and practice of homosexuality is a total erosion of family values and culture.
In same-sex relationships, the thing to keep in mind is that the gender ideology is inconsistent with our African tradition, it is inconsistent with our faith, and it is inconsistent with science.
Although President Museveni was glad to learn that LGBT victims could be provided with some therapy and rehabilitation, he maintained that this should not be propagated.
But then, the danger is now him trying to recruit others now. The funding, that's what we cannot tolerate. And I want to congratulate our parliament for being very, very
We made a request that we want to come and see you, and we were requesting to see you largely for 3 things. Your Excellency, to see President Yoweri Museveni. You may not be appreciated much in your country, but whenever we watch you on television, you give value to our being Africans.
The president thanked Asheme Songweho, who led the delegation from Malawi to SCPAU in Brussels, for bringing to his attention articles contained in the SCPAU new draft agreement that pose a lot of challenges and threats to the sovereignty of member states and also to the values of family, religion, and traditional cultures.
It can't come into force until you, Your Excellencies, from the 79 countries, from the Caribbean, from the African continent, and the Pacific continent, have signed it.
President Museveni cautioned his Western critics to desist from lecturing African countries about their norms and values, thus reminding them that colonialism ended long time ago.
The idea of the foreigners giving lectures to the Africans should stop, because they should have learned this. But also the idea by the Africans that Africa is poor. should also stop, because it's not.
President Museveni further explained that there will be no comprehensive sexuality education in Uganda.
A document called the International Guidelines on HIV, AIDS, and Human Rights that says that to stop AIDS, you have to legalize abortion, same-sex marriage, prostitution, and provide children with a radical form of sexuality education. These UN agencies are being now controlled by the donor countries and pushing agendas that are destroying the health and innocence of children and families worldwide.
With the bill on its way from Parliament to State House, President Museveni says he will pay close attention to it before assenting.
So therefore, I want to salute the Ugandan Parliament. They didn't come to discuss with me. We didn't discuss it before. They started on their own. Private members' motion. It's now that I'm coming in. But it's good that you have taken an independent stand, and we have always taken an independent stand, not only on this issue, but also on other issues. And now, the bill is coming to me. I haven't seen it yet, but when it comes, I will call you, and we shall harmonize and protect our children. There will be no promotion of homosexuality in Uganda.
The visiting members of Parliament extended a vote of thanks to the Ugandan community and to the President as well. Other African countries which are following suit in criminalizing LGBT are Kenya, Ghana, Malawi, among others. Robert Nyango, UBC News.
Now, Reverend Canon Godfrey Mbitse was over the weekend consecrated and installed the third Bishop of Muhabura Diocese. The Archbishop of Uganda, Dr. Stephen Kazimba Mugalu, consecrated and enthroned the bishop with support of other bishops. Bishop Mbitse replaces Bishop Kramer Mugisha, who has been the Bishop of Muhabura since July 2007. Hundreds of Christians, local leaders, politicians and other dignitaries thronged St. Andrew's Sesame Cathedral grounds in Kisoro district to welcome the third Bishop of the Diocese of Muhabura. We have more in this story.
Excitement rocked Gisoro municipality as jubilant Christians welcomed the consecration and installation of Reverend Canon Godfrey Mbitse as the new Bishop of Muhabura Diocese. The event was presided over by the Archbishop of Church of Uganda, His Grace Dr. Stephen Kazimba.
The 2/3 majority of the diocesan bishops.
Archbishop Stephen Kazimba Mugalu asked believers to fight for unity and development of their church. The Vice President, Major Jessica Alupo, represented President Yoweri Museveni. Museveni hailed the outgoing Bishop Kramer Mugisha for championing development and unity during his time of office.
For being a reliable partner with government in championing the social, economic transformation and development of our country. I want to thank the church leaders for using their pulpits to propagate the messages of wealth creation at the household level. And it is important to emphasize to believers that besides seeking after spiritual nourishment from the places of worship, they should also participate in income-generating activities to sustain their households. All believers should take the example of Jesus Christ, who, besides feeding the hungry, preaching and healing the sick, was also a carpenter. Jesus was not a passive bystander or spectator in the development process of his society. He worked for both the spiritual and socio-economic uplift of his society. This is what all Christians must emulate. Poverty among Christian believers should be viewed as an affliction that must be cast out of the homes.
People of the dust of Muhabura, I want to say this once again. Respect your bishop.
Museveni donated a brand new Land Cruiser to the bishop to facilitate his travel requirements during the execution of his duties. Kinkizi Diocesan Bishop, the Right Reverend Dan Zoreka, was the day's key preacher and asked the newly elected bishop to serve people with humility. He also asked Christians to continue loving their bishop. In his charge, Mbise promised to use his time in leadership to improve on mission and evangelism in the diocese with more focus on the children, youth and other sectors of the church.
watwebereye n'umugore wanje turi gushingirwa kandi akatwarika. Mama Joy Sharita warakoze cyane, watubereye umubyeyi. Wagatatu ndashimira Reverend Canon Esau Muta, umugore wawe hamwe n'umuryango wanyinjije kandi akankundisha umurimo w'ikanisa kiri umunyarubyiruko kandi agakomeza kunyobora kugeza kuri uyu munsi w'ubundi we. Kandi n'umuryango wawe turabashimira cyane.
He also made several assurances to Christians in the diocesan human resource development, education, health, hygiene and sanitation, environmental protection, water and sanitation, among others. Some of the Christians expressed joy and optimism in the new bishop. Born February 2nd, 1964 in Roko Village, Nyarubuye Sub-County, Gisoro District, Mbise earned a Bachelor of Divinity from Bishop Baham University of Uganda, Christian University in 2007, after having successfully been awarded a Diploma in Theology in 1998. He was ordained a deacon in 1998 and a priest in 1999 at Muhabura Diocese.
Now, the Mountain Division and Operation Shujaa Commander, Major General Dick Olum, and his counterpart, Major General Kasongo Robert of Fardak Command Sector 1, Greater Beni, have held a joint evaluation meeting to review the progress of the joint UPDF Fardak Operation Shujaa. The evaluation meeting was held at Okapi Hotel in Beni Territory in Eastern Democratic Republic of the Congo, where our reporter, Muteta Sira Haruna, has sent us this report.
The meeting, composed of general officers and senior officers from UPDF, FRDC and enablers, assessed the tactical, operational and strategic progress of the ongoing UPDF FRDC joint operation in Eastern DR Congo.
Here today we've met for the last 2 days with the sector commander of the FRDC from Ituri and the sector commander of the FRDC in the North Kivu, situated in Beni, to look at the ongoing operations and to see how we can evaluate and come out with better options.
The two-day evaluation meeting produced a report that was adopted and signed by 3 commanders: Major General Dick Olum, Operation Shujaa Commander, on behalf of the UPDF, Major General Kasongo Robert, the Commander Sector 1, Greater Beni, and Major General Abdallah Jembo, Sector Commander Ituri, signed on behalf of FRDC.
Nous avons tenu une réunion de révision des opérations conjointes.
Kulikuwa na kikao hapa kwa kuweza kuchunguza mambo ya operesheni, vile vile kuandaa kikao kitakaofuata kuhusu evaluation hapa mjini Beni. Ya ops conjoint.
Et sur ces, les opérations se poursuivent normalement entre les forces
This meeting today is an evaluation or an assessment meeting to ensure we prepare for the forthcoming meeting of the Chiefs of Defense Forces of the FRDC and the UPDF here in Beni.
Major General Kasongo Robert praised President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni for his visionary leadership and pacifying the Eastern DRC.
Normalement, entre les forces de la République démocratique du Congo et les forces de défense de l'Ouganda.
To thank the presidents of the two countries, His Excellency Fatshi, Honorable Felix Tshisekedi Tshilombo, and His Excellency President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, through our chiefs of defense forces who have made this mission possible.
UPDF and FARDC command main focus is peace and socio-economic development of the two neighboring states.
Et nous continuerons à traquer les ADF jusque dans leur dernier retranchement. Merci.
Na tutaendelea kumsaka huyu adui ADF hadi sehemu yake ya mwisho ya maficho.
And the joint forces of FARDC and UPDF have done a great job. The roads are now clear from Kasindi to Beni, and we are so sure from Burasi to Boga Kainama up to Erengeti soon will be as clear as this other part of Beni Kasindi.
Uganda and DR Congo signed a memorandum of understanding in November 2021 to conduct a joint military operation codenamed Operation Shujaa against the ADF in Eastern DR Congo following escalated suicide attacks by the ADF rebels in both countries. Haruna Mtesasila reporting for UBC News in Beni City, Eastern DR Congo.
Thanks, Haruna, for that story there. And now some rather sad news. A funeral service for Dennis Blair Kalanzi is this Monday being held in Nyamayumba, Wakiso district. Kalanzi, who has been working with Uganda Broadcasting Corporation and the Presidential Press Unit, died over the weekend at Mulago National Referral Hospital. The 38-year-old journalist was famous for a Presidential Press Unit program entitled Agafembuga. Take a watch.
UBC mwebale nnyo okuuma muganda wammwe ate bagenda okuganzikako ekimuli nga basiibula munnaabwe omukama amutugwere ekiwumulo ekyenereze. Mwebale nnyo UBC News staff. Kale tugenda okusembyayo
amusaasire webanga waliwo ebitatambudde bulungi mu bulamu bw'ensi amusonyiwe amuwa okwetaba mu ndagaano ye wamu n'abatuukirivu ey'obulamu obw'olubeerera. Naffe Mukama tumusaba enneema nga tulamaga mu nsi kuno atulungamye bingi ebyokwesittalako naye tumusaba okuyamba.
Bambi nabo munyolwa okwekitala ennyo maziga nabo bwe batyo bambi basiibula omwagalwa waabwe bw'atyo ng'agenda ewa Katonda we. Omukama amuweere ekiwumulo ekyeddemire. Tusigazaayo
tutandika okunoonya ebisumuluzo eby'emmotoka eyiye ebyo nabyo ne bitubula kyeva nziruka ng'endedde ky'emmotoka eyange muteekemu ne tumuddusa mu ddwaliro mangu awo ne tumutwala mu ddwaliro ku St. Joseph for treatment. Naye ng'embeera ye yali teyeeyagaza nga kwegamba talina maanyi, talina muntu gw'ayinza kutegeera okuggyako ebintu ebitonotono kwegamba ebyangu byasobola okulaba naye nga tusobola kubuuza kintu miringi ebiri n'akikuddamu. Bwe twamutwala ku St. Joseph
ne tumuhandika over ku basawo kituufu oluusi wano abadde tajja mujja olw'emirimu gye yemanyi kisobola okuba nga tubadde tumutwala mu meeri era nga ffe abakristu sapule mamufaga basaba kristu wa katonda ako ne banne abakyala buli mwezi gwa sapule babadde babeerayo era nga baaniriza era babadde baŋŋambyeko nti yali abasabye kyayagala ekitambiro kya mukisa mu makange abadde akiteekateeka ate bino webijjidde yabadde asanga nagamba taata faaza nga ne bwaba agenda kusimbula bwati emmotoka ye nanengera asooka n'avaamu najja bisaakugeeku nagamba taata faaza nkulamusizza naddayo mu mmotoka ye akolaki nagenda nange nempitawo kubanga nze mbadde neyibawo ekyemmangako
bakiteekamu yuda ng'asolooza drakma wazinda b'enkumi enzi aziweereza Yerusaalemu okusaba ekigambo okugambiza bali baali nga bantu ng'abakkiriza ebaddolo nga bafuba yabadde faaza oli simu lyako lipita ye anti bwe muyingira mu ttale byonna bisuubira buli omu akuwasibwe kuba naye nga abasajja mba n'ensiri bangeera namu obuddeyo ku biyumba mugenda mu kiyumba kyo balomu yakuwasita ojalaba mu molimoli byemuwanika.
And that was a funeral service held yesterday in honor of the late Dennis Blair Kalanzi, and may his soul rest in eternal bliss. Now, Kampala Deputy Resident City Commissioner in charge of Machindi Division, Doreen Keita, has urged Kampala residents to embrace government programs for better livelihood. She was presiding over the launch of Museveni Sabalwanyi Kampala Sports Gala at Katui Community Ground. The gala coordinator, Mohamed Chigongo, says it will be replicated in all the 5 divisions of Kampala as a tool to popularize government programs.
The youth of Makindye and the youth of Kampala, the youth of Uganda, for listening to the voice, to the advice of His Excellency the President of socio-economic transformation. This is one of them, to transform the way we socialize, the way we handle our economics, right? Money, barrel. And the youth have embraced this in this manner by promoting talent, okay, by embracing this. This is the way how we unite, how we work together hand in hand. So I am appealing to every leader, every Ugandan to support this move of uniting our people, of working together as one.
Chairman twagala aliwo Saabalwanyi Yoweri Museveni Sports Gala. I would like to take this opportunity to call upon His Excellency the President that this Saabalwanyi Yoweri Museveni Sports Gala was initially meant to mobilize and to boost the morale for the NRM support on ground and to show His Excellency that still we have mobilization on ground. We the twagala aliwo decided to kick off with this gala as an activity plus the cleanliness which we did yesterday.
As of NRM, we are here to support our Papa, our Mzee. We thank you so much, Papa Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, for this opportunity you've given us. You provided to us for this day. We thank you, Papa, wherever you are.
The government, through the Ministry of Education and Sports, has warned health institutions across the country against promoting homosexuality. The warning was sounded by the principal of Uganda Allied Health and Management Sciences, Rose Mugumisiriza, who represented the ministry at the National Allied Health Training Institution's Cultural Gala held in Jinja. Mugumisiriza tasked students to focus on their cultural norms and values. Take a watch.
Ministry of Education and Sports has joined lawmakers to criminalize the same-sex conduct. The principal of Uganda Allied Health and Management Sciences, Rose Mugumisiriza, hailed the Ministry of Education for incorporating music and drama in the curriculum that has promoted culture.
We want to thank the Ministry of Education and Sports And most especially our Minister, Mama Janet Kataha Museveni, for allowing us to get involved in such activities. It makes our students very healthy, and especially want to thank the Permanent Secretary, Madam Ketla Maro, and also the Health and Education Training Department headed by our Commissioner, none other than Dr. Safina Kisumusene, for giving us this time so that our students can also participate in such activities where they get friends and they socialize.
The principal of Medical Laboratory Training School, Jinja Nsongo Lawrence, the host, encouraged his counterparts to use music and drama as a tool to open up students' mindset through good morals.
Many students or many institutions have not appreciated their different cultures. So it is the day like today for a cultural gala that we try to bring to promote the different cultures, yes, and for students to appreciate their cultures and their beliefs, yes. So that's why we normally have a cultural gala.
We'll take a short break and we'll be returning with what's happening in the latest in business. Stay with us.
Talk with freedom. Get MTN Freedom Voice bundles that don't expire. Dial *100 *21# or my MTN app for more bundles. Together, we're unstoppable.
10 years of supporting health in Uganda. This year, the Kabaka Birthday Run will mark its 10-year anniversary on Sunday, 16th April at Lubidi, starting 7 a.m. And continue the fight to end AIDS by 2030. Buy your running kit today at 20,000 shillings from Airtel shops, Benchuanuka, Fubani, New Taxi Pack, or Majestic Brands office in Bulange Mengo. You can also pay using Airtel Money. Dial *185 *5#. Kits purchased using Airtel Money shall be picked